Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene of Rage Across New York, where today, tonight, whatever, Forlorn is, he's been looking for other Ragabash to get a hint, get a better idea of how to Ragabash, and so he has heard of, he's been asking around where Shady Side Up might be. He heard that she can often be found under the Wormfoes cabin, so he'll go Lupus. Lupus is like to talk to Lupus, and he'll go Lupus, take and get on his way, slowly making sure that he doesn't surprise her. Doesn't want her to think that he wants any harm. So he's in Lupus. Make it clear that he's approaching.
Yeah, Shady is hanging out in a little dugout underneath the Wormfoes cabin off to the left of the steps leading up to his porch. And just sort of like hanging with her head close to the entrance, resting on her paws, just sort of lazily hanging out, really. And then when the Menace approaches, you are Menace, right?
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Yeah. She'll just kind of like quirk an eye open, stare at him for a moment.
Yeah. When he approaches, he'll approach, and then when he gets close, he'll get on his belly and show his throat. Get on his back, showing belly, and show his throat.
Shady just sort of huffs a little puff of dust and then lifts her head. What are you doing?
I wanted to talk Shady Side Up, Raya.
Okay. Well, that's all well and good, but what are you doing?
As I've been put to Cub, I've been asked to ask the other Ragabashing on the set about each view, how each view the role on our role in the Gary Nation.
Oh, that's right. You are a cub now, right?
Right, Raya.
You disrespected my tribe, I hear. The Totem of the Sept.
And he'll look down and goes, I will make it, I will put my actions right. I am waiting on the mission that has been sent to me. I am to rescue rats, and rest assured, if I am to die on this mission, I am ready for that.
Seems wasteful. Don't you think?
He'll say, well, this goes further than just than me. It's, if I do this because of me, your totem no longer protects this set. This
Terrible
is
thing.
that I am ready to save this set, whatever it takes.
Interesting. She shimmies her way out of the hole and sort of makes her way towards him. How close is he?
A few meters away, like you get, but yeah, around, I'd say you know, wait, do you work in meters?
Yeah, meters is fine.
Yeah, around 2-3 meters away.
Yeah, she'll shimmy her way out of the little tunnel underneath the cabin, and then kind of pace around him for a second, and then plop down in a sitting position in front of him.
However, I will do everything in my power, not to perish. I will do everything in my power to accomplish this mission alive and come back.
What is the mission, if I may ask?
I am to rescue some rats in Black Spiral Dancer territory.
Who gave you this mission?
I have been told by this was a mission by their several the several forgot their the advice. Sorry, by the several. I have been given this mission by the several philodocs. I am not sure who is the one that decided upon it.
So you don't even know who sentenced you to death. It's interesting. But I suppose that such is the way for, someone of your station.
He'll nod.
So why do you think that you're here to ask about my views of our role?
I have, as I am a cub now, I have to learn again, as it was shown that it was proven that I hadn't worked, I hadn't served the nation properly as a Ragabash. Something I know is that all girls should do, especially the Ragabash, is not only know how one of their auspice see how they should work, but how all of them do. Ragabash especially should take in content the views of everyone around them. If we are the questioner of ways, if we are to question the people around us, we should know what everyone thinks. We cannot question what we do not understand or know.
That's true. That makes sense. But specifically, you said that you're having to learn the ways of the new moon because you failed in that capacity in your crime? I'm sorry, I don't know if I followed you or not.
I failed as a Ragabash for, well, one, no auspice should be debunked. They should always work the best. Well, do all the best to work for Gaia and be proven to be a servant of Gaia in their own right, doing their own role. I failed that, as I showed that I did not study enough what was in front of me, I did not study situations enough before running in. A Ragabash should be the one that thinks the most, thinks first, and acts after. Out of all the auspice, this is most true for the Ragabash.
Well, that's a very generous view of the auspice. Supposed to not be stupid. That's I mean, everyone does stupid things. I don't think that any auspice is immune to stupidity. It happens. You did a dumb thing. It doesn't mean that you're dumb. It doesn't mean that you failed at an auspice. It seems ridiculous to me.
He'll think, I guess, but well, and he'll think, you'll see, he kind of thinks of something. I was raised in a Shadow Lord set. When you make a mistake, mistakes are very much looked down upon. Shadow Lords do not expect mistakes from Garu, from you. Mistakes are not meant to happen. I see now, having traveled, and especially that in the in having lived in this sept, in the sept of the green, that mistakes will happen. It's about how you repair your mistakes, about how you take your mistakes, and if you're willing to accept the fact that you made this mistake. I am learning that as I speak to you. More and more as I speak to you.
Well, it must be nice in Shadow Lord Seps to be so perfect. We Bonars have a slightly different view on that sort of thing.
I have not met many Bonars. Well, kind of known that the Shadow Lords and the Bognors have views that are worlds apart.
You could say that again.
So it is known that the Shadow Lords and Bognors have views that are worlds apart.
I didn't mean literally.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was you asking out of character.
No.
He'll say. Okay. Oh no. Okay. So I thought you were asking out of character. He'll say, yeah. The tribe I was in was, well, they would literally beat out the mistakes out of you. It is a reason I left. Several, actually.
They'd probably beat us just for fun, so goes to show that different ways of doing things aren't necessarily bad. Still, as I said before, it's that apparently the Ragabash auspice is supposed to be stupid things. I didn't know that. It's interesting. You have taught me today. Look at this.
I think, well, not sure the Ragabash are supposed to do stupid things unless they do something, unless we do something stupid on purpose and that stupid thing ends up teaching someone a lesson.
Well, you know what I think.
What do you think, Raya?
I think that somebody has very, very inflated views on auspices. whoever it is teaching you. But that's just between you and me. You made a mistake. I'm sure that if you don't die fruitlessly in your coming quest, that you won't repeat it. I would like to think so, anyway. You seem like a, well, she just trails off.
I seem like okay. I'll like stand there for a few seconds.
I'm having trouble thinking of the word.
And he's a menace, so he'll smile. Well, like not show teeth, but like a wolf smirk. Humans often have too many words, I think.
That's just because you don't listen.
Partly, but also partly because I've lived as a menace. I've observed Geru. I have observed Lupus and have observed Hamid. They both have strongholds and both have well flaws. The neither is perfect. There is a reason why the Garu are a mix of the two. It is to try and take the best out of both as much as we can.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am perfect. But I'll forgive you this one time.
So how?
Blank stare.
Thank you, Raya. So what are the mistakes of the Hamid in your eyes? The everyday mistakes they make.
I mean,
Is there what is wrong with Hobbit society in your eyes?
she ponders this for a moment. There's a lot of things. Misplaced values, reliance on the Weaver.
I can definitely agree with both of them.
But at the same time, there are things that are valuable.
Can you give me an example?
They have an interesting capacity to see and understand problems that reach beyond our grasp, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. I see. The humans do well. I guess sometimes, well, they think too much about a situation, but that also means, well, they do the most thinking, and sometimes that is needed.
It sounds as if that's something that they want you to learn, seeing as how you've failed your auspice so horribly with your metis way of thinking.
I, as you said, I will not make that mistake again. At least the mistake I have made before.
Lighten up.
Ne-
I was being sarcastic. Shocking, I know.
Well, aren't aren't we supposed to be real small, like wolf smoke?
I've also seen when the chips are down and don't have anything but themselves, they have a wonderful tendency to take care of themselves, each other, their comrades.
That they do. I have observed that sometimes the humans that take care the most of other humans, that care the most for other humans, are the ones that have less. Well, at least to what humans think have less. They have less materialistic in the materialistic way. But well, in a way, they have more. They have more in their heart. They have something inside them that the ones that live up on their big towers on the top or that have big houses don't seem to understand or simply don't seem to have. It is the ones that are in need and that know what it is like to be in need that help the most.
And it's more than simple instinct. Which is hard to get a grasp on from my background. But one that I've come to know.
So if I were to ask your views on how to be a Ragabash, on what a Ragabash does for the nation, what would be your answer, Raya?
Hmm. If I had to give an answer, I suppose it would be to be what is known as the devil's advocate.
I think that I see this. I guess this is true. We are supposed to show people their errors, show what they do wrong. I also think that have always believed that as much as our role is to be outspoken, to speak up when it is time to, when it is right to speak up, it is also our duty to remain silent when nothing needs to be said.
She'll tilt her head, look at him, and say, it doesn't seem like there's anything that I can tell you that you don't already know. In the end,
Thank you.
I don't believe that it's anything that has been set down in law or in a book. It's up to each of us to find what works and what doesn't. There are many
And he'll smile.
Ragabashes.
And he'll smile. He'll say, well, it would be impossible to write what is what it's meant to, what it is to be a Ragabash on a book, because we are meant to question what is written on the books.
Correct. And in my humble opinion, whoever gave you this task is stupid in the ways of Ragabashes.
And he'll think, I will keep that in mind, Raya. Thank you
And keep
for
it to
your
yourself.
I will, of course. Thank you for your wisdom and words, Raya. And he'll take a few steps back. I will see you around, and I hope to see you soon.
Don't do anything stupid.
Maybe he'll smile, well, again, wolf smirk, unless it proves someone a lesson.
I don't know if I would tempt fate so soon.
And then he'll like stop, because but then something stupid done to teach someone, done purposely to teach someone a lesson, is that action still stupid? And he'll keep walking.
She'll shrug, as much as a lupus can, a tilt of the head, I suppose, and then make her way back into the den.
And with that, I guess we can end the scene there. Thank you, players, for playing, and thank you, watchers, for watching.